What up, though, good people? Nah, just joking. I stole that from the Art of Eight Limbs. The dude is hot. You can check him out on YouTube and on Twitch streaming. Welcome back to that Life Shh with Rita T. I'm Rita T, where I talk about real life things, real life. So grab a snack, sit down, and let's chat. Today I'm going to talk about what I do to distress. And a few things, just a few things, quick video, what I do, small things I do, because I realized in the last 2 years my mental stress was here, probably way above that. Let's backtrack a little bit what happened. Maybe some of you can relate. If any of you did not know, I am a disabled veteran. I served my country not as long as I wanted to serve because I had to get medically boarded out, but I did, and I did it with honor and grace. And that's a whole nother story. Maybe we get into it one day. But for some of the things I went through in the military, did leave some lasting trauma effects on me that I thought didn't affect my life. As I went throughout my life, as I got older, and handling the world as a black woman do on her shoulders by blocking out things as best as you can or shoving down our emotions, feelings, so we won't be labeled the angry black woman, the violent ghetto person at work, because you do not want that reputation at work in corporate America or anywhere, because you want to advance in life. You want to be in the top. You want to run the company that we can do oh so well. In the last few years, I realized I have been doing the same thing, not allowing myself to express things out or have an outlet when I have issues or stressors at work. For instance, I did not know when I was stressed out until I got that bad headache in the back of my head, or I got a migraine, or my shoulders was up here. Didn't realize that was a trigger for me. So the last 2 years was rough at my job. I had to eventually quit the job because I wanted my health stress to be better. And I know, and I've heard people was like, I can't believe you allowed those people to lose your income, leave your job. They wasn't there as long as you. Why would you give in? Why didn't you fight? I did fight some. But the thing is, what people don't realize, as a Gen Xer, and you can guess my age range, I've been fighting for a long time. Remember, I'm a veteran, black female veteran. I was young. I joined like other people, very young, and I had to fight then. When you look up to people who is like your parents' age, and you look at them for guidance, they doing other things, saying other things, putting you in awkward situations that creates trauma and mental stress. When once you're away from it, you think it's gone. But then things start getting triggered, and you've built up this tolerance, you hopefully, so you won't let it bother you. All you did is suppress it. And I suppressed it. And it began to come up, and I got triggered, and it displayed out as panic attacks, anxiety attacks, and migraines again, and many other things that led me to have to really seek some type of help. And I'm not ashamed of therapy. I got my degree in psychology, so therapy is a big thing for me. So no, I didn't allow, people would say, why would you allow someone let you to push you to quit your job? That's what they wanted. You know what? They can have it. I love me more. That company, of course, didn't break down because of me. I would never again, and I will always tell someone, do not let that company dictate who you are. Yes, that's your livelihood they're playing with. But you need to find somewhere else to go, find other ways to make money, because trust me, if you're getting sick in the hospital and got to stay too long, they're going to find a way to get rid of you. If you die, your job is going to be posted the next day. They're not worried about you or your family or what happens to you if you leave. They don't care about your livelihood. We're a family. No, they're not. That's not your family. You don't have to show up to outside events. You need to show up so you can network, so you can get that promotion. Did that, been there. Where's my promotion? I'm more educated than the dang on managers. Don't think they like that. That's why they picked on me a lot. because they worried about me. You worried about me taking your job? I don't want your job. I like to see other people grow. I'll grow. I'll help you grow while I grow. That's who I've been. I can run a company, but I ain't got to step on people to do it. But that's who Black women are. So that's a lot of stuff I went through. I didn't allow them to make me move or leave. I chose to. It was a big decision because I'm used to a certain lifestyle. I was used to doing certain things. I like to travel out of the country with my son at least twice a year. But that had to stop because I chose my peace and my health and to raise my son and be here for my son. My grandmothers in my family lived. One just passed. She was 96. 96. My other grandmother's still kicking, baby. She 98. I want to. The 98-year-old still driving to church. Still doing her own little thing, baby. No, I don't. I want to be moving healthy. I want to do that. Yes, I want that life. And being stressed out is not going to give me that life. It's harder for us now. It was hard for them then. It's been hard for us because we're the backbone of this world. But guess what? We have been doing it. I have been doing it, but you cannot allow, excuse these nails because they're terrible, damaged. And we can't allow people to dictate our health. I know it's hard because a lot of us are independent. A lot of us want to make sure we can take care of ourselves, and we don't want to depend on other people. I'm going to say me, stop saying we, because I can't say what everybody else wants. But I know if you are a working woman, if you are out there doing your thing and trying to do better in life, and you got people just all kinds of ways throwing obstacles, and you are overcoming those obstacles, and they keep coming up with more stuff, they're going to keep doing it. It depends on what type of company you work for, but most companies, they don't care about you or your livelihood. They don't. If they really and truly, if they have no reason not to like you, and they just coming up with some stuff, I experienced that. They're going to find a way, regardless of what it is. Every day, a meeting about what? Why are you harassing me at work? Got a lot of that. Oh, is it because I'm Black? Is it because I won't allow you to make me lose my temper at work so you can record it as so? No. When you got everybody at the hospital calling on me, loving me from other hospitals to get stuff done, but you got an issue, you ain't me. It's you. Like I say. Certain people do not like when you are better than them. And that's for women, period. Women are smart. We're very intelligent. Have to be. We know the history. We can talk about the history one day. But I did not allow somebody else to have me quit my job. I made the decision to quit. Yeah, they was probably trying to find a reason to fire me. But hey, I chose me over that. So I decided to leave and got help from my psychiatrist. Was seeing somebody every week for a while, and she was doing a little different things that I didn't think was pertaining towards my mental health. So I opened up and started listening to her, and it worked. Some of the things she did kind of worked, but the things I do at home now, because I only talk to my therapist right now once a month, twice a month. But things I do to help me de-stress. The good things and the bad things. The good things that I actually do is I try to meditate. I suck at it. Let's be real. I suck at meditating because my mind be all over the place. I meditated good one time, and I felt so much clarity when I meditated. And I really would love to get back to that state. So I try. To be honest, I don't do it all the time. Probably once or twice a month when I remember I just want some peace and quiet and just to stretch and meditate. I try to find the music. I try to find the sounds, ocean sounds, something to keep my mind focused on that sound while I try to reach that level of peace and steadiness where I can reach my level of calmness. If you get good at that, give me some tips. But I do that. I go walk. I love to run. Running was always my thing. I ran when I was pregnant. And it was great. I love to go lift weights and work out. Family time, friend time, and playing the sim games. The kind of reward I like to do for myself when I have the free times. But lately, like I said in my last video, I've been bumming. Bumming out, laying in my bed, sitting in this room, barely cooking for my child. I'm getting better now. I cooked him breakfast this morning, day 1 of January. Went hung out with bestie family, took pictures. It was great. So I feel like I'm doing better, getting the energy to do stuff. Bad things I did. I scrolled way too long on social media. I mean, I remember seeing myself sitting there in bed for hours watching Am I the Asshole videos, which I love. I love so much. When I tell you Beyond Beautiful is one of my favorite ones on TikTok, I think she has a YouTube. I'm gonna have to find and see if she got a YouTube page. But I love her. She's so real, babe. But when I say she my daughter from she my daughter, not her mama. But I feel like she can be because her emotions be feeling mine, baby. Because I be mad too with that foolishness. But that's one of my best ones. But it's a bad thing to be on it for hours. I'm on it for hours. Soaking, staying in bed, saying to myself, not talking to nobody, just withdrawing from everybody. That was a bad thing. I had to stop doing that. And I'm still working on that. Things that trigger me, driving in a lot of traffic, always hated it. I had to do it for 2 years. I drove an hour and 10 minutes to and from work every day in traffic. I used to call it the comedy show to relieve my mind. That was a lot. Right now, I live in the city where there's a lot of traffic all the time. Woo! I pick my time to drive now. I don't have to go to rush hour to work or nothing. So I pick and when to choose when I want to drive sometimes. And it's helped release my stress. But I have a few triggers that get to me. But walking does work. Family time. You have a pet. Pets sometimes can calm your energy down. I love dogs. When I see them, I want to pet them all. But then you can't pet everybody dog. Spending time with the right family or persons or friends that help or calms you. Actually, sometimes I can get triggered with anxiety. And I can just go sit in my son's room while he's screaming playing video games. And it helps calm me down. A hug from my honey will help calm me down. And that's crazy how it does that because their energy, and I don't want my negative energy to deflect on them, but it does not. It helps calm me down because I want to calm down. So try some of those things to help you de-stress. Find someone who has a calming energy and just be around them and absorb their energy and let that go out. Meditate works for you. That's great. Go to the gym, lift some weights. Read a favorite book. Read it over again. Listen to Audible. Kenya Wright, oh my gosh, she has some great books out there, and I listen to them over and over again because it's just a piece for me. So I'm learning to not be on social media as much. On this computer right here, I have something up. Am I an asshole? Try to not be on that as much. Find something that helps relax you. If it relaxes you, do it. Do what works for you. Soaking, find somebody you can talk to, a video you can watch. Don't let negative energy in your life when you're feeling that way because it's just going to build it up. If you need to stay to yourself for your peace of mind, because I'm an ambivert, I can be outgoing to a certain point, and I need to cut it off. I need some peace time. Because if I don't, I'm going to get anxious, and I'm going to go sit in the corner by myself, and then people going to think I'm antisocial. She's not nice. No, I don't like nobody right now. It's just how I feel. So you got to find some balance, work-life balance, life-life balance, family life balance, and boundaries. Straight boundaries. You have to do that. So those are some things I do to de-stress. And those little things that happen to make me get to the decision I am. And I'm still working through it. And you're going to see it as I post my videos, how I'm working through it. I may have good days, bad days. I may come on here hair crazy or pull back. And I barely ever wear makeup, so you're going to get raw this all the time. So, and I don't think makeup is fun, but it's just who I am. And when I record, I'm recording at night because I didn't get time to record today. When it comes to your mental health in real life, for you, my young sisters, my Gen Xers, boomers, Gen Z, find what works for you for your mental health. What calms you down? What brings you to being back to yourself? As women, our bodies go up and down every month. We're going through emotions our whole life. Some of us start our cycle at 10. Our body changes at 10, changes again at 13. It's constantly on a change. And they barely got research on things that we go through. Right now, women my age, menopause, postmenopausal, premenopausal, all kinds of stuff. You're like, you really can't tell me what's going on. I'm confused with life right now. I'm here to talk it out with you, give you what I'm going through, how I'm going through it, things that I do to help my body. I can say because I started lifting weights years ago, because I was a runner. I ran all the time. I ran track in high school. I was a sprinter. That was my form of exercise. When I learned to lift weights, which built up my body muscles and all, and bone density and all that, and I still love it. I was a gym rat. I'm still a gym rat. That helps as a stress reliever. Running is my biggest stress reliever, but I cannot do it all the time like I used to. And so I have to switch it up. You have to find what works for you, because you're going to run yourself crazy. Don't mimic what other people does. Figure it out, test it out, and see what works for you. Need advice, hit me up, because I would definitely help you out with that. I changed with the way I eat. I ate 10, 11 years ago. And the way I ate, the way I eat, the way I work out really helps my body. I mean, I am growing strong, trying to stay healthy, teach other people the same thing. Some people don't like the way I do it, but what works for you works for you. Just foods even give you anxiety. So be careful what you put into your body, mentally, physically, emotionally, who you let into your body, because that energy is real. So real. Find someone that calms your spirit, not agitates your spirit, because that's trash. 100% trash. I will let go of anything that's agitating my spirit. If we are not connected in some form, that any type of chemistry with friends, family, I limit myself around you. I don't judge anybody. That's one thing about me. This new, that we don't judge. I've been doing it. I don't judge nobody's lifestyle. I do. Guess what? Your lifestyle is not interrupting my lifestyle. As long as you happy, you're not hurt nobody, I'm cool. If you hurt somebody, that's going to come back on you. Either coming towards me, you're going to get it today. But other than that, live your best life. Do you. Find what makes your energy thrive. And it's a process. I'm learning a new process at my big age. What to do for me because of the things that re-triggered that I can no longer suppress because it was draining me. Last thing I'm going to talk about is that when you're in a depressed state, because I was there, doing simple task exhausted me last year. Of course, going to the grocery store, putting gas in the car, buying stuff to keep the house supplies up. I can leave here and be gone an hour, come back home exhausted, like I've worked a 10-hour shift. All I can do is sleep for the next 4 or 5 hours. Exhausted. And it was even worse when I was working, because I worked from 6 to 3. And my son had activities after I get off work. The days he didn't have activities, I remember him covering me up with blankets like, Mom, you're so tired. And I'm just passed out on the floor, not in my bed, because I didn't want to lay in my bed because I hadn't taken a shower yet. That's how exhausted I was. Part of my hormones changing, lifestyle, the toxic work environment, those things. Why am I about to tear up? Those things drained my body so much that I was exhausted when I got home. I remember crying a few times on the way home from work because I could barely stay awake. Remember, it was a 45-minute drive. I said in my last video, 45-minute drive to where my workplace was back home. And I am slamming myself, windows down, windows up, music blasting, doing everything I can to keep myself awake while I'm driving. I live in a city with a bunch of traffic. No matter what time, it's going to be some traffic. Maybe not today because it's the first of the year, but yeah, it was very hard and I get home, I'm exhausted. I can't spend time with my child. I can't check his schoolwork. I'm not doing anything a parent should do, and I feel like I was failing him as a mom. And I'm like, what is going on with me? I had no idea. I was depressed. Still part of my diagnosis. I was tired. I was drained physically, mentally. It was just drained. I just put up a front for so much, suppressed everything I was going through. And just like, you know what, it's going to be okay. Just work harder. Show that you the best. Make no mistakes at work. You're going to make mistakes. And then it's going to be okay. It wasn't okay. I chose me. So I'm choosing me every day. I am toxic and stress free from that situation. Don't allow that job to stress you out so much that it's toxic, because it's going to hurt you more than before it hurts them. Hopefully you can get away from that situation, or you can file Whatever charge you can to HR was against me. That's one thing. I did everything I did. HR was for me until new management came in, then it was against me. So it was time for me to move on. So for me, my mini version of meditation, now recording these videos, are somewhat therapeutic for me. That I said I was going to do more. Hopefully I can keep this up because I'm a procrastinator. Hi, my name is Rita T, and I'm a procrastinator. I am. Yes, I am. And I do not like putting that in the universe, but sometimes you got to own up to who you are and what you do. So I've been working on it for years. But the thing about it, once I hit a task and I'm on it and I'm regularly pursuing it, I'm not going to stop till the task is complete. I'm a project manager by trade, by nature. Project manager certified. So once I'm on a project and I have everything outlined what I need to do, I'm going to hit my goals every day because I'm task driven. But I can procrastinate. When I've been home these last, I guess coming up on a year. No, I'm going to leave. Been at home these last months since July. And I felt like the first 4 months, I did nothing. Laid in the bed, exhausted. I couldn't do anything. I was so tired. My mind was tired. And I realized my body was saying, you can finally rest now because you've been through so much stress. I said real quick, this longer than my last video. But I think it needs to be talked about because women, we go through so much. We put so much out there. And if you're married, I used to be married, I'm divorced. And when my son was a toddler, and I guess toddlers before, 5 and under. By the time he was 9, I was divorced. That's him screaming again. And before then, it was working. I was going to school. I think, and it was just taking care of the household. When you have a spouse who can help, will help, it's great. My ex-spouse was up and down. And it was but I was married to a narcissist. So, you know how that goes. And I'm glad I got away. But being in a relationship, that relationship drained me. But again, I was handling it on my shoulders, suppressing certain things, trying to communicate, going to therapy then. It just wasn't, when one person's working in a relationship, it's hard for it to really work out. But I digress, because that's not what this was about. This was about how I try to de-stress on a regular basis. First thing is to do, and I should have said this very early on in the video, you got to know when you're stressed. Know what triggers you and how to stay away from it or how to cope with it when it does trigger you. Deep breaths. Truly, deep breaths really do work. Focusing on something else besides what's triggering you. Get away from the situation. Going on a walk. Putting on ocean sounds or staring at beaches. I love that. Going on vacations, definitely de-stressing for me, except at that airport. Spending time with my son, just having been silly and doing things with him. Hanging out with my cousins and my sister. That helps a lot. But then sometimes I think I'm depressing that down a little bit and just trying to cover my, mask. But lately I have not been doing it. So because if I need to not be in that environment, I feel like, you know what? I'm not in the right mood today. I don't want to push that off on you. I'm just going to stay here. And most time they won't have it, but I let them know, seriously, I need this time. My head is not in the right space. You have to recognize it for yourself. Because we as women, we put on a lot. We take a lot. And then we don't tell people we need help. I don't care who that person is. Help? You need it? Oh, here I come, girl. Can I fold the laundry for you? Something may help. So figure out what works for you. Recognize it. Learn to cope with it. Or learn how to get triggers, help with the triggers that's for it. Find your ways to de-stress. Leave some tools and tips in the comments, or you have any questions on how I do it, because I'm telling you, this last 2 years was a whirlwind for me. And I'm so glad I'm at this point that I can really talk about it and figure out how to deal with it and how I've been dealing with it and how I'm continuing to deal with it, because I have been doing so much. And I feel so much better because I didn't realize I was at that little low bottom. And trust me, if I went at this point right here, all the rejections I get from the jobs I qualify for, I believe it's ageism. what can I do about it? That I'm like, okay, but I'm competing with, new generations, twice my junior. So what can you do? I would be in a depressive state, but also, like I said, I'm blessed and taking, things are working out. Not 100% like I want, but hey, I'm doing it. We doing it, right, God? So that's about it. I'm gonna cut this long video off. Hopefully somebody will watch it all one day. But those are things I do de-stress, and I'm gonna pick a new topic for next time I post. And I'm gonna try to do it once, twice a week when it comes to, if it's something about mental health, I'm definitely gonna put it on there. If it's just about life stuff, I think my next topic, because the last 2-3 years, all this dating and dudes who, what they call themselves, alpha, beta. Shut up, please. I wanted to make statements and comments so much. I don't believe in I don't like confrontation. But I think I'm gonna hit on a little bit of it. Give you a little advice on how I handle it. I've seen my close girlfriends handle it and how I disagree or agree. I don't think I'm gonna get into that. Let me write that down when I turn this video off, because life be lifing and it be doing too much sometimes. And so thank you for joining me, being with your girl Rita T, talking about that life. Shh. So next week, or when I post my next video, be consistent. Be consistent. I need to be more consistent. I think I'm going to talk about a little things about what I learned about dating. Men, women, friendship, relationships. We can get into that gist. So until we meet again, have a nice day. Don't let nobody disturb your peace. And don't you disturb nobody else's. Get a little bit of that from Tabitha Brown. I got to give people their props, because I don't believe in stealing nobody else's work. Until then, thank you for joining me, your girl Rita T, with that life. Shh. Until next time, be at peace.